Okay, Dead Space 3, classic mode walkthrough, chapter 10. Now we know part 1. So, I split this up into parts because I think, after cutting out, cutscenes, and I think there's like one or two deaths in this. It came up to like 30 minutes, and I really didn't feel like having to render out like a 30-minute video, and not necessarily commentating over the entire video, but the reason why I edit, like when I do a walkthrough, why I cut a mission up into parts depending on how long it totally is like in certain chapters, like there's that one section in a walkthrough in like a chapter where you're having a balls hard time of getting through. So you go on YouTube, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna search for this chapter. Maybe this person that did a guide has like a super easy like cheat option that they did, that they like bypassed all these enemies or something, and you find it, but it's like a 45-minute video or something, and you don't feel like having to click through the video until you find the spot that you're at, when easily, if it's like the chapter split into 4 parts, you can easily just like click on like, oh, it's the 3rd video, and bam, you see how they like went through like a side path or something, something like that, instead of having to click through like a 30-minute video trying to find that one spot you need help on. You could easily have the chapter split into like 2 or 3 parts that are shorter length, so you can easily find what part in the chapter you need help on quicker and easier, and you can just immediately get back into playing the game. So that's kind of why for the guides, that when I make them, I tend to do like 7 to 10 minute videos, depending on like how long the actual mission is or chapter is, for the convenience of finding that one part that like that one person needs help on, but also because I don't feel like having to render out like a 30-minute video, because I have good internet speed, but uploading that kind of a video, it takes fucking forever. So it helps me, and it also helps the viewers. So, there's that. And oh yeah, so I bought, or not bought, I made a torque bar so I could open that room. I make one later on in a later chapter, but really those rooms, unless they're not really helpful since you can't craft weapons, because most of the time in those rooms there's usually like a weapons part, but for classic mode, since you can't craft any weapons or anything, they usually only have like ammo and resources. So the trade-off between the tungsten that you use and what you get from the room really doesn't even out. So it's just, if you're going through on classic mode, just don't even bother going into those rooms, unless you just like want the resources and the ammo out of it. You can do that. And then I cut out that like a long ass sequence of a cutscene where you get thrown into that battle with the human soldiers, and I actually I had an easier time with that battle this time than the first time I played through the game. The first time I played through, they actually rushed me, and threw quite a few grenades at me too. So, and also in this area you can drop down a scavenger bot, because I didn't have like a headset on, so I didn't have the sound like right in my ears. But listening to it now as I'm doing this commentary, I could hear the little indicator on for the scavenger bots that somewhere in that open area is like a scavenging hotspot that I could have dropped the bot down in. So I kind of missed that opportunity. And I think wait, I'm trying to think how I edited it. I don't think I showed the process in the workbench towards the end of this video, but I ended up having enough resources to make the pulse rifle. So the next video I'll have the pulse rifle, and that and the plasma cutter are the only weapons I'm using throughout the rest of this this guide. So, and I think there's like one more battle between soldiers, but there's also some necromorphs that come into the battle. So except for the guys that actually come rushing at me, I kind of hang back and just let the soldiers and the necromorphs fight it out, and then just deal with the guys left behind. Kind of be careful, yeah, because there is that one dude with the rocket launcher, but I think he ended up getting killed by one of the necromorphs, because except for that one rocket, I never had another rocket come flying at me. So yeah, you know, just deal with the guys that come rushing, and then just kind of hang back and let the two sides fight each other, and then just deal with whoever's left over. And I'll see you in the next video.
Everyone all right?
Yes, I think we're safe.
We are anything but safe. They're after Isaac and we're getting caught in the crossfire.
Look, the warehouse. The signal tracking experiment should be inside.
You're not worth as much trouble, Clark.